Oh, my ghost trick. Let's continue. Now, need to make a heavier ball, but we can use... Oh, would you look at that? So there are a lot of round things around here. Yes, I know. Oh boy! That means time for me, right? Oh boy! There is also round. To use the power, yes, I know. I will do so. It's your time to shine, Missile. Oh, that's not what I want. Make the thing... yeah. Can you reach from here? Yes, you can. Put the basketball over there. And then, don't... I wouldn't put that there. Just go, like... go on that ball over there, or the tire, or whatever. The ball-shaped thing. Anyway, we need you to get on that. So we can spin you about. Alright. Let's spin you about. Oh, there it is. There we go. Fly, little love note. Just a little bit, not too much. Umbrella, go. And then open up again. And then, we wait. Oh. Almost. So did not see that coming. Never thought the umbrella would catch the ball. You see that? The tree branch shook a little. I think I saw it shake too. Well, it shook a little more. We're knocked down the terrible rock to be done. From this terrible tree. We just need a little more weight. Sure, we can do this. We have to put our heads together. Everything looks good so far. It's one more step. That umbrella won't close, will it? The ball must be in the way. Oh, I guess we have to close it. Oh, wait. Switch the ball with the tire! Ha ha ha! There, remove the ball. What do you think, Missile? With that ball there, I think I can do it! Just a few seconds. You'll swap Mino with the leaf, and then from there you can swap Mino one more time. Final moment is near, Missile. Are you ready? You bet! Wait. Push him away. Look. Okay, watch me, Sissel. Here I go. Finishing touches, you can do it, Missile. Fight Mina with that ball. There, how's that? It has been spared. Truly, that was a try worthy of the gods. Now Mina's right where he belongs. In the trash. We did it again, didn't we? Didn't we? Now nobody has to die. Except for one little brave somebody. Huh? Talk about you, Missile. Oh, me? I guess you're right. I'm so dead, aren't I? Let's go back and save your life. Wait a minute. What is it? Now that I think about it, I think I want to stay dead a little longer. What? When I was alive, I couldn't even help Miss Camilla when she was in trouble. I want to be able to protect Miss Camilla. And to do that, I need these powers I have now. I see. Perfectly understandable. Even I wish I had powers like that. I would just saved you. Don't wish your life away already. Oh, of course, you're right. Okay, Miss, I'll have it your way. By the way, Mr. Reckless Youth, the certain detective needs that music box you found. When we get to the present time, could you give it to her? Certainly, you have my word. Let's go back then. Back to the present. Does that mean Missile can talk to Lynn too? So, Camilla ended up in the hands of the kidnappers. We're gonna change that part. Then listen to my story without saying anything. Sorry, I wish there was something else I could have done. No, you did the best you could. I'm sure she's alright. After all, she is me! Missile, are you in there? Lynn, leave Miss Camilla to me! I don't look like much right now, but I'm sure I can help her. Missile... Hey! Oh no, Missile! Lynn! Goodbye, Missile. I'm gonna leave it up to Missile. Looks kind of like Missile's being left up to the wind. Oh! I have something to give you. Stop the park from being turned into a housing site to protect the park House of the Gods. Are you forgetting your promise? Oh, pardon me. My apologies, this is for you. Oh! Kept the music box safe, didn't you? Thank you. I know, I was always dealing with the Rock of the Gods. Would have wanted. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue. You're just surprised by my beauty. Hey, the cat's not allowed to get your tongue. Excuse me, but are you... No, it couldn't be. Have we met before? Aren't you... the little girl from that time? Oh, forget it, it was 10 years ago in this park. 10 years ago? Are you talking about... What do you know? In this park, the gods surely control fate. Today, 10 years ago from that day, we meet once again. Isn't that the power of the gods? What else is it? Could just be coincidence. But apparently, you know our lady detective here. Can you tell us about it? What happened 10 years ago? Yes, of course. I'm just about to do just that. Rock of the Gods. What's this Rock of the Gods you keep mentioning? Don't you know what's right there in front of us? Sissel. Wait a minute. You say gods, but do you mean dogs? Of course not, don't be silly. Little time for ridiculous word games. You're standing just above the Rock of the Gods now. Take a look at that monument. Monument? Rock of the Gods, Temisk Park. The Rock of the Gods. The rock is buried in the ground there. It's been there these 10 years. Or is it that they have down from the heaven and showed us a miracle? A miracle? So this rock you've been talking about is a meteorite? Precisely. Dropped from the sky in that day 10 years ago. Yes, of course. Surely you know all about it. Me? That day it happened to be passing through this park. I had no idea the day would change my destiny. The sun was going down, and due to the gloom, I heard the scream of a little girl. Eek! Now let's just calm down. Drop that weapon. Stay back if you come any closer. I'll shoot her. I peeked out fearfully from the bushes and saw some shadowy figures. I didn't see the face of the criminal clearly. I knew I should do something to help, but I couldn't move. The tension was so thick, it was painful. Just when I couldn't stand it any longer. That's when it happened. The sky suddenly turned bluish white. When crushed to the ground, Meteorite gave up a shower of beautiful fragments. And then I saw it. One of those beautiful fragments pierced into the criminal's back. This is one of the gods would sit down in the park that day. "10 years ago, the little girl that was you was saved by the Rock of the Gods. Oh my, I can't believe it. The Rock of the Gods was given the name Temisk, and still today, it lies sleeping deep within the park's earth." When do you, dig that up for, research? I never knew about this Temisk. I always thought Tech the Jad was the one who saved me. You were very young then, and you passed out from the shock of being taken hostage. Of course you would remember. But that's funny. He just would cause quite a stir. Strange you never heard of it, Lynn. It is, isn't it? But now that I think about it, I think I didn't want to think about what happened. I avoided the news and I never came back to this park again. That's why I didn't know anything about it. Meteorite's named Temisk after the name of the park at Vedlin, and this Rock of the Gods was forgotten. An awful thing is happening. They'll talk about turning the park into a housing site. Never forget the miracle I witnessed that day. So I've taken up residence in this park and trying to appeal to the people. Make the park the Rock of the Gods. That is my mission. I see. I'm taking you with me, Sissel. So, 10 years ago, the little girl that was Lynn wasn't aware of the meteorite. I get that, but Detective Jowd, on the other hand, there's no way he didn't know about this Temisk thing. And if he knew, the man died. I took his life. What was that confession of his all about? The rocks of the gods that fell from the sky 10 years ago changed the destinies of many people's lives. Like the ripples of a pond, a pebble is dropped in. Every answer I get, I learn about a new mystery. Will I be able to break the chain of mysteries before dawn? Anyway, now we have the evidence we need. Head to being up again in the minister's office. Besides, there are a few things I want to ask Detective Jowd. We've got the music box, Detective Jowd. Good job, Lynn. I knew you would. Once everything has been resolved, I wanted give this to him. Him? You mean Dr. Cabanala, right? That's what's over. Forgive me. Detective Jowd. Now then, let's get this thing open. I have a certain knack for doing it, you know. See? Is it a knack? More like brute strength to me. Here you are. You'll find squirt marks on the grip. Squirt marks? In Camilla built her contraptions, use a special kind of string. This kind of magicians use, kind that burns up and disappears. Why did little Camilla use something like that? I don't know, maybe because she's a detective's daughter. Not leaving any evidence behind and all that. In the case report, there's mention of scorch marks. It happened, Camilla was watching from the hiding place. She saw the flame run to the gun, something she naturally didn't include in her design. Took the gun out of the frame and placed it with a picture. You move the picture, you should find scorch marks to build behind the frame too. Those marks should match up with the ones on the gun. In other words, proves the contraption existed there in that room on that day. It didn't work the way your little girl intended, is that right? Exactly, some cowardly culprit modified the design. The ego was never brought up in court. So, as Justice Minister, I must call off the execution at this point. I knew I was right. Oh, Detective Chow, now we can finally prove that. Thank goodness. Thank you, Lynn. Those eyes of yours, I see the eyes of the little girl from 10 years ago. Yeah, about 10 years ago. Before that. What's the matter? I just don't know. What should I have done 5 years ago? Back then, nobody had any way of knowing the true nature of a manipulator. It wasn't anybody's fault if we didn't know the truth. Do you really think so? Of course, besides, what's important right now is deciding what to do next, am I right? She's right, Mr. Minister. Yes, of course. I do believe she is. What is it now? I just don't know. What should I do next? You'll figure it out. We believe in you. Hey, Jowd, by the way. Sissel, if you hadn't come to my cell tonight, would have gone by now. Without having known any of this. This is what I deserve. This is what I told myself these past 5 years. But things are different now. Thanks to you, my eyes have finally been opened. Tonight, I kind of my contact with a lot of people's lives and got involved in their fates. The only reason I was doing it to gain my own lost memory. But things are different now. We're connected to each other somehow, I just know it. That's why I need to ask you a few more questions. In order to find out the truth about us. Fair enough, fire away. Manipulator. So you told me all about it, Detective Jowd. About the manipulator. Yes, it looks like the manipulator did a number on the minister, too. Please don't pick on the minister. If he dies again, I'm the one who has to save him. Sissel, do you think that's what happened to me, too? What are you talking about, Lynn? Don't tell me. You were manipulated, too. There was always a part of me that I just couldn't believe it. The image of the one who shot me. And I see the possibility of a new explanation. But who is it? And why did they do it? Well, it's contraption. That contraption was a birthday surprise for Camilla's mother, wasn't it? That's right. Something's been bothering me about it. I feel like I know that device from somewhere. No surprise there. You lost your life once tonight because of that machine. Right, I knew it. See, Detective Jowd? No, I'm afraid I don't see. I told Detective Jowd about it. Something about seeing the exact same contraption tonight in a completely different place. That's very strange indeed. A junkyard in town. I've never even heard of the place. What's more, I haven't told a single soul about that contraption. You haven't? That old pigeon guy. Who in the world is he? About Temisk. Detective Jowd, you must have heard this name before. Temisk. The meteorite that fell in the park 10 years ago. You were there. So you found out about that, did you? I heard that meteorite saved little Lynn's life. That's right. Couldn't do anything but help Lynn that day. But in that case, I don't get it. That's true. Doesn't it mean you didn't steal someone's life away? What are you talking about? Mr. Jowd, you told me that 10 years ago, the person who killed the perpetrator in the park was you. But it was the meteorite. I wasn't lying. I stole that man's life away, no question about it. It was entirely my fault. I was just about to shoot him. I would have shot him in the next instant if the meteorite hadn't come down. At that point, I was already a murderer. That's not true! You're trying to save me! Then I'm sorry, but I don't think that's really it. Huh? Truth about 10 years ago. On that day 10 years ago, a different incident happened in a different place. Another place? Yes, the police headquarters interrogation room. The worst sort of incident. A suspect who was being questioned escaped. Oh, I didn't know about that. I had to be there in the detective division, so I joined the chase. Fortunately, or I guess unfortunately, still to track him down alone in the park. Hold it right there. fired a warning shot. I wanted to catch him. So, I wanted to catch him bad. That warning shot made him panic. At that time, I was a young green detective, brandishing my sense of justice like a sword. Made him panic and got you involved, and it was all my fault. Detective Jowd. Legacy was my target. I couldn't even see you. I'm so sorry, Lynn. The man who grabbed me died that day. These last 10 years, I've never forgotten his face. And then a few years after that, when my mom almost died in such a mysterious way, that it was fate, my punishment for what I've done. I paint pictures in my cell, nothing but portraits of people's faces. Faces of the many people I didn't admit in my life and didn't want to forget. And tonight, I finished my last portrait, the final face I wanted to remember. The final face. Face of the men in the park that day. Wait just 1 minute. That can't be. I saw that painting. I saw the face you painted tonight. It was my face. You're telling me I was the man in the park that time? That's right. The face of yours is the face I saw 10 years ago. The face of the man whose life I stole. The man who's pronounced dead at the scene. But hold on, Detective Jowd. That can't be true. I met Sissel for the first time tonight. And he died right in front of me. By the way, the men that I know and the men I know, the man in the park that day by, isn't Sissel. What? From the first minute I laid eyes on you tonight, I've been wondering, who in the world is this guy? Mr. Minister? Dr. Cabanalla, where are you? Yes, be quiet and listen. This is our demand. What? Demand? The demand hasn't changed. The execution must be tonight. The superintendent have been carried out. Release the hostage. What are you talking about, Inspector Cabanalla? You know it wasn't my daughter who was kidnapped. It doesn't really matter who the hostage is. A life is a life. Even if the daughter of the death row prisoner. Once the criminal gets the punishment he deserves, the hostage will go free. Carry the execution immediately and wait for their call. What is it, Miss Minister? You look paler than ever. What in the world? What's going on? Inspector Cabanalla! The rock of the gods that fell in the park 10 years ago has twisted the fates of many people and started a train of tragic events. And even now, the chain continues to grow even longer. Inspector Cabanalla's call proved that to us. The greatest mystery of all has risen to the surface. Who is this me I've been chasing all night? Who am I? I'm even further from knowing than when I started. Well, I will say this is a little bit shorter than I would usually like, but I'm not continuing after that. Are you kidding me? You think I could continue after the things we just learned? Or didn't learn? The more mysteries that have come up? That apparently Sissel died twice or something? Or he has a lookalike? Something like that? And also, Inspector Cabanalla's in on the kidnapping? I don't know what any of this means. So, I will say, when we come back next time, we'll attempt to figure all this out. It's crazy. I don't even know what's going on. But yes, we'll come back next time and see if we can't figure out what the heck is going on. So, until then.